Talk about an exciting program. We've certainly had it. A lot of exciting matches, and talk about an exciting card. We have that for you coming up on Friday night, October the 1st, to the Macon Coliseum. We would like to urge you again at this point to get your tickets in advance. Save 50 cents. When the Super Destroyer defends his national title against Tommy Rich. Your comments about that in just a moment. Let me again remind the people, also that night, the Bounty Hunter against Roddy Piper, Buzz Sawyer against Paul Orndorff, the Sheik and Ivan Koloff against Terry Gordy, Tito Santana, Matt Bourne against Brad Armstrong. But what about your title defense against Tommy Rich?
That's what I would like to know. What about it? The people, you know, I thought in America things are supposed to be equal. Everybody's supposed to have an equal opportunity at everything. But it seems here, in Macon, Georgia, things kind of shift over and get weighted down on Tommy Rich's side, the good old boy, the boy from Tennessee. Why? When he was champion, I had my contract out there right up in front. Did Tommy Rich ever sign a contract for this belt for me to wrestle? No. When he was NWA heavyweight champion, I had another contract out there in front of him for him to wrestle me. Did he wrestle me? No. So I become champion, and I says, there's two people I do not want to wrestle. That's Tommy Rich and Paul Orndorff. What happens? The first time I come to Macon, Georgia, as a champion, I got to wrestle Tommy Rich. Why? Because Tommy Rich is the local good boy, the local hero, the boy from Tennessee. So he goes to the NWA, and the local promotion says, I want to wrestle the Super Destroyer for the championship. They says, Tommy, you're a good boy. We'll let you wrestle the Super Destroyer for the championship. I said, I don't want to wrestle him. I don't have to. There's other people more deserving than him. The Iron Sheik, Buzz Sawyer, a lot of different people. But they say I have to wrestle Tommy Rich.
Folks, just a reminder here in closing, next week our program will be seen the same time as today. Until then, Jim Carlisle, so long.
He's in there for one purpose only, and not to listen to anybody else but his own views.
Well, Brad Armstrong has his ire up right now. He took Chick Donovan down with a fine arm drag. And now Brad Armstrong has got his dander up, and Chick Donovan wants no part of it. Takes a hard right hand to the midsection, and again as he's backed up against the turnbuckles. There's an arm drag by Brad Armstrong, and down hard goes Chick Donovan.
Very good deal on the part of Brad Armstrong. He's got that fire and that determination coming at him right now. Chick Donovan doesn't want any part of it. And he just got a boot right in the shoulder because of that. And Brad Armstrong seems to be taking over right now. And he could throw a fantastic punch for one. And Brad, if you've noticed, in the last year alone, since becoming the NWA Rookie of the Year, has, well, that was just an eye, or a thumb caught in the eye right there by Brad Armstrong, but he's becoming more and more, well, what can I say? He has that fire that he needs to have in professional wrestling, and just this past year, he's gotten more and more of it, and he's coming along very, very well. But right now, Chick Donovan took advantage of a situation in that corner, stuck a thumb in the eye, which, by the way, is illegal, but the referee has to see it. There has to be no doubt about it. And obviously there was, otherwise Chick would have been rendered a warning.
Well, there goes Donovan down on a count of one quickly. Nick Patrick has had to admonish Chick Donovan 3 times here in the opening minutes. And now here's Armstrong once again with the advantage. And a heavy arm lock here on Chick Donovan. Armstrong wanting to come in for the kill here. Donovan rising to his feet. Referee Nick Patrick moving in for a closer look now.
If you notice, I'm sorry, if you notice, Brad went into the ropes, Chick threw him in for an elbow. Brad was smart enough to duck. He was thinking on his feet, smart enough to duck the elbow, came back with a beautiful cross body block and followed up with a sensational arm drag, and he's holding on to that arm with an arm bar right now. And Chick tried to get him up for that body slam, but lost his balance, and Brad held on to that arm with tenaciousness, I guess, and is really showing Chick Donovan some wrestling holds right here that I don't think he's seen in a long time.
Well, Donovan's left arm has been hurting since we started. Armstrong has certainly been working on that left wing of Chick Donovan. Here again, both wrestlers at center ring, and a headlock being applied by Armstrong. Referee Nick Patrick keeping his eyes very close on the action here. And Donovan, of course, has been accusing of Armstrong of pulling on the hair. And Donovan now pulling on the hair. Of course, that was outside the vision of the referee, Nick Patrick.
You know, Jim, I've got to say one thing about Nick Patrick. He referees all over the state of Georgia, and this is probably the hotbed of professional wrestling today. And to even get an official's license in Georgia, you have to be qualified above all others. And Nick Patrick does a very fine job of refereeing, not only here in Columbus, Georgia, but all over the state of Georgia. And he's one of the top-ranked NWA referees, officials in the country today, and I think he does a very, very fine job, and a lot of people don't give him that credit, but he does deserve it, and he's been committed many times, not just once, but many, many times by the National Wrestling Alliance officials, and he does a tremendous job.
There goes Brad Armstrong into the ropes, taking a big duck as Donovan, coming off the ropes into the waiting arms of Donovan as Armstrong, but it's Donovan who goes down, Armstrong atop, a headlock and a body slam. And there was a count of 2 quickly on Brad Armstrong. And again, a count of 2 for you with that right shoulder. That was very close, not once but twice for Brad Armstrong. Almost over there, Tom.
Well, if you noticed, we couldn't see it on our side, but obviously Nick Patrick could. The man, Donovan, was trying to pin him by holding his tights, and when Nick saw it, immediately pushed Brad back over in the offensive position. And Donovan is on his back right now with that, or rather, Brad is holding that side headlock very well, and he might be going for a pinning combination right here. But Donovan kicked out. Again, Brad knows a good hold when he has it. He tried to wear him down earlier in the match with the arm bar, and he went right back for that headlock. A lot of times, again, this hold is not generally a submission hold, but if you squeeze it hard enough, hold it long enough, it can cut off the air, the blood supply to the man's brain, and cause some dizziness, maybe even cause him to pass out. But Brad has a very good side headlock on him right now, and Chick's doing just about everything he can to get out of it, or maybe he's contemplating something to get out of it right now. Good forearm to the back. Here comes Brad. Good leapfrog, drop kick, and he should follow it with that side headlock, right? No, arm drag. Very good on the part of Brad Armstrong. Goes right back to the head. Arm dragged his man and went right back for that head.
Tom, does there come a time in a match when you have to have your second wind?
Most definitely. You know, you can go full speed all during the match, but at the same time, you get blown up, and kicks to the back or kicks to the kidneys like that don't help you one bit. And you do get your second wind a lot of times in matches. Sometimes you don't. But it takes a lot out of you during the match to keep going and doing these different holds. And
there's a terrific body slam by Donovan. I'd say Brad Armstrong is in trouble. There's a count of 1. It's 2, but Armstrong kicks out. And again, we'll start all over again. It took a lot of strength there for Armstrong to break that one, because he's definitely in difficulty, Tom.
Most definitely, and that backbreaker didn't help us cause any. That's a 2 count there, and it almost was a 3. Almost was a 3. Came very, very close. And they only have 3 minutes, both of these men, to get a pin. A good second effort by Brad right there with a punch, but not enough to stop Chick Donovan all the way. Good flying mirror. And Chick goes in for a leg scissors on the side, and he's finishing up, or trying to follow up with a front chin lock, a reverse chin lock, excuse me. A leg scissors, squeezing the air out of your midsection like that, and also blocking the breathing with that reverse chin lock on Brad Armstrong. We'll have to wait and see what he can do here.
Well, could this be a submission hold? The referee, Nick Patrick, looking in and asking Armstrong if he'll submit. Of course, Armstrong trying everything he can tell right now, using all the knowledge of the wrestling science to try and break this hold by Donovan. And it looks low. Brad Armstrong did break the hold, came up with a knee into the head of Donovan, and he's out if he can escape. Armstrong still groggy. Takes a pounding on that back, comes back with a hard forearm to the back of Chick Donovan. And they just exchange blows. A hard right to the midsection by Armstrong. Donovan being admonished by Nick Patrick, the referee again, ignores the referee. And he's holding on to the trunks of Brad Armstrong, but it backfired. Donovan goes to the back.
Beautiful suplex by Brad Armstrong. Donovan went to suplex Brad. Brad stuck to his guns there, came back down, and if you notice, Brad's bleeding a little bit from the eye there. A little bit of blood trickling down, but Brad stuck to his guns, and he's a little fired up right now. He's ready to get Donovan He gave him that suplex, and he's coming up now, getting that second wind you were talking about earlier. And Brad Armstrong is definitely famous for that. He knows how to do it. And he's getting a little bit hot right now. He's pounding Donovan in the corner, but this could get him disqualified, too. This could get him disqualified, and he doesn't want to do that. That's the sign of a good pro, is to get his man. He only has 1 minute, and there was a knee. And that could have been his mistake right there. Could have been Brad Armstrong's downfall.
Well, Brad Armstrong's in trouble again. Donovan goes into the ropes, but misses. Misses with that, trying to make a body slam.
Misses with that guillotine drop there. And that could be Chick Donovan's mistake, because Brad is, Brad's eye looks bad, but
Donovan slammed hard into the turnbuckles that time by Armstrong. Brad's trying to come in for the kill. Time is almost out.
Time, yeah, that's right. But Brad is coming back. He's trying to get a pin. Reverse, good reverse by Donovan. He's going up for that. Beautiful cross body block. And that's it. Beautiful.
A count of 3 by referee Nick Patrick, and Brad Armstrong has come on here in the final minute to defeat Chick Donovan. A very brutal and rugged match.
Hello, everyone. Jim Carlisle here, and this week again, welcome to Championship Wrestling. Glad you could join us at this time. And let me just say that next week we do return to our regular starting time of 4 o'clock. Join us at that time. But now that you've joined us this time, stay tuned, because we have a lot of exciting action and a lot of messages, interviews, and so forth regarding a tremendous wrestling card coming up on Sunday afternoon, October the 3rd, at the Columbus Municipal Auditorium, and that'll be at 2:30 in the afternoon. And folks, believe me, from the opening match right on through the main event, it is tremendous. The opening match could be a main event anywhere. The Iron Sheik from Iran going up against the Freebird Terry Gordy. It'll be the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff against Brad Armstrong. Special event, the Super Destroyer against Roddy Piper. In tag team action, listen to this. The wild man from the Sudan, Abdullah the Butcher, teaming with Buzz Sawyer to take on Tommy Rich and Johnny Rich. And listen to this. And I want to call in Paul Orndorff here now, because all-important world title match. Nature Boy Ric Flair defending that coveted title against Paul Orndorff.
That's right. You know, you mentioned the date, October the 3rd. Sunday afternoon, I'm wrestling the world's champion. Well, I tell you what, Ric Flair, if you remember, August 26, 1981, Charlotte, North Carolina, for the U.S. belt.